Guys, welcome back to Lab Cyber. You've seen the title of the video. No, it is not clickbait. It is true that we may just have had the biggest data hack, the biggest data breach in history occurring just a few days ago. Now, I've pulled up two sites in here, Bloomberg and Gizmodo, for reference, and basically, it turns out that a few days ago, a hacker who goes by the name of ChinaDan leaked the private records of over 1 billion Chinese citizens on the dark web. It's about 23 terabytes of data, and is basically selling all that information for about 23 Bitcoin, which is about $200,000 or something like that. Now, what makes this particular hack very, very interesting and rather, I should say, embarrassing for the Chinese government is the fact that ChinaDan was able to gain access to this data not through some very sophisticated means of hacking or a phishing attempt or the kinds of ridiculous hacks you see on TV or in Hollywood.
10, 9.
No, it turns out that ChinaDan simply got the username and the password to the server and was able to download all that data. Now, right here on Bloomberg, it says 1 billion Chinese files were likely leaked by sloppiness, not hacking. The global cybersecurity community was set alight this week by news that data on more than 1 billion people were leaked from a Shanghai police database. The implications could be wide-ranging, yet the most outstanding aspect of this case may be the fact that it likely wasn't a hack that caused it, but basic errors in digital hygiene. Seriously, the only security that this data had attached to it was a username and a password. The data wasn't even encrypted. This is like basic cybersecurity 101. The data wasn't encrypted. The Chinese government didn't attach any multi-factor authentication methods at all to the data. Basically, all ChinaDan needed was just the username and the password to the database, and that was it. Now, the thing about ChinaDan was that he actually gained access to this database several months ago, and he has been downloading the data every single day. Was downloading several gigabytes of data every single day, which is quite smart, because if he had tried to download all that data at once, think about it, it's 23 terabytes of data. That's a lot of data. It's very, very possible that the servers may have triggered some sort of alarm and would have alerted the officials that, hey, look, somebody's downloading insanely huge amounts of data. So what he did very, very smartly was that every single day, he would download just a little bit, like 2 gig, 3 gig, 4 gig of data every single day. And after a few months, he had gotten 23 terabytes of data. Now, some news reports are claiming that they can't really verify whether this story is true or false. It is actually very, very true for two major reasons. The fact that the Chinese government have been trying to censor this news is the first indicator that it's actually true. And second is the fact that ChinaDan actually released for free on the dark web. He released records of about 750,000 people for free just to verify that, look, the data he has is actually real. Now, the records themselves that were leaked are very, very damaging. First of all, you have the typical names of the citizens, their addresses, phone numbers, and so on. But the fact that the records also included things like the express delivery, look at this, it says chillingly, the database includes fields referring to express delivery and food order details. Basically, the Shanghai, or basically the Chinese Communist government, have such records of the citizens that they even know what the citizens ordered for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, they basically spy on the citizens. Like, they've got this giant magnifying glass and they look at the citizens like that. Like, they seriously know everything about their citizens. There's also something I learned which you won't find online, but it turns out that the Chinese government, they have this thing called, I think it's called like the social score or the positive score or something like that. Basically, it's like a social credit score where the Chinese government will give you marks based on how you spend your money. So say for example, you go to a department store and you buy cigarettes, you buy alcohol, basically, things associated with, like, bad stuff, you will get a negative score. Your social credit score would be low. But if you bought things like, I don't know, Pampers or baby food or cat food or something like that, you might have a higher positive social credit score. So these records contain things like this. It contains other things like of course, the crime records, addresses, and so much more other information. This is, of course, has been very, very damaging, very, very, very embarrassing for the Chinese government. Now, how ChinaDan actually gained access to the username and the password has not yet been verified, and we possibly might never know, because don't expect the Chinese government to tell you the truth. All right. Now, there is a theory which the Binance CEO Changpeng wrote on Twitter on July 3rd, saying they detected that the records were for sale on the dark web. Now, at first, Zhao said the hack could have been caused by a bug in the deployment of government servers. The CEO later claimed it was due to a government worker who apparently wrote his official credentials on his Chinese software developer network hosted tech blog. Seriously, if this is true, this is just embarrassing beyond words. You have one of the government workers publishing the credentials to the server on his private blog, and then ChinaDan sees those credentials, accesses the server with the username and the password, and then he begins downloading all that data, and now he has access to he's got access to records of over 1 billion private Chinese citizens. Honestly, I don't know what else to say other than, well, if you're not going to enforce basic security hygiene like encryption, multi-factor authentication, then you get what you deserve. And this is really, really embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing for the Chinese government. And if you want to take a look, if you have access to the dark web, I believe ChinaDan has posted some of the data there for free. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I haven't done that myself. I have seen other people do so. And yeah, that's basically the main story for today. So I will be following this story carefully. If the Chinese government comes up with any explanation as to what happened, I'll be sure to let you guys know. So that's it for today's video on the biggest hack in hacking history, quite possibly. My name is Alex. It's been a pleasure. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, of course, put them down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you and what you think about this hack. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.